Órale, Cholo Trucker, M.A.S movies and shows, and oh man, we lost one. Oh, we lost one. Probably the king when it comes to B-list celebrity, right? Because he was never really the guy, right? He was never really the main character, but man, he was I would say, like I said, the king of the B-list celebrity. And I never heard anything bad about Carl Weathers. I heard nothing but good things about him. I remember I heard him being interviewed. He came off as a really, really just good, genuine individual. What a what a run it was for him. What a run. Now, when I say he was like the king of the B-list celebrities, yeah, he never made it to be, the Tom Cruise or the Sylvester Stallones or Arnold Schwarzenegger or even the guys that were very popular in the late 80s and 90s, like the Van Dams and Segals and those guys, right? He was always kind of the like a step down of those guys, man. Those guys were killing it. But I'm gonna tell you guys this, all right? A movie was just better with Carl Weathers in it. Those movies that he was in, where he wasn't the guy, he made the movie so much better. Obviously, we're talking about the Rockies, right? Um, Predator, man, I loved him in Predator. That's a real nasty habit you got there. Happy Gilmore. You guys remember when he played Chubbs in Happy Gilmore? The gator bit off his hand, but he ripped the gator's eye out. Man, you know what? Look, he had a couple of other acting roles where he was the main character. I think the most popular one is probably Action Jackson, but he was in a few other movies that never really took off. But look, this guy, what a life he had. I believe he played Canadian football, I believe it was, before he got the Rocky movie role, the role as Apollo Creed. And then his career kind of took off a little bit more from there. But man, oh man, oh man, this one really hurts, man. This one hits you in the heart. When I saw Rocky for the first time, it wasn't Rocky that stood out to me. Now, I love the Rocky movies. I love Rocky, man. But to be honest, when I first saw Rocky for the very first time, it was Apollo Creed that stood out to me. In all the movies he was in, he's the one that stood out. Right now, in part three, don't get me wrong, Mr. T's character stood out. But man, Apollo just made the movie so much better. The character of Apollo Creed made the movies so much better. When you think about Predator and his role in there with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, what's the matter? Pushing too many pencils? I mean, damn it, man. I love Carl Weathers. A lot of good memory. Oh man, him and Happy Gilmore. The Gator finally finished his job when he fell out the window. Man, oh man, this one kind of hurts. I'm a little bit lost of words right here because it's getting me just a little choked up, man. A lot of good memories seeing Carl Weathers and never really get tired of his roles, right? He knocked it out of the park, man. He really did. Probably should have deserved a better shot at the big, big, big times on his own. Or maybe, maybe it was just for him to be the guy that he was, right? The movies that he was in wouldn't be where they were at, I truly believe, without the roles that he played in it. And I got a lot of great memories and love for Carl Weathers, man, and what he brought to the industry. And like I said, um, I never heard anybody badmouth Carl Weathers. I heard nothing but great things about him. Every time I saw him interviewed, he just came out like a good, you know, genuine, down to earth kind of human being, man. But his characters, man, he brought those characters to life. Man, did he bring them to life, man. I loved it. I loved it. And I just want to go ahead and say this to everybody who really connected with movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know, you got to really go back and watch some of these movies and tip your cap, because we're in a day and age where we're going to start losing a lot of um a lot of the actors that we grew up with, that we fell in love with, man, from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We're at that time where some of these guys are going to start passing away, and you're going to have, kids, teenagers, or even in their 20s and probably even 30s that are going to be like, I've never heard of him. Who is he, right? But to those that were watching movies in the 80s, 90s, we're gonna start losing some of these guys. They're getting up there in age. Carl Weathers passes away at 76 years old. Man, oh man, oh man. Rest in peace, champ. As Rocky said in part 4. Rest in peace, champ. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for the memories as a little kid, just watching your roles and bringing those roles to life. Childhood memories that will live with me forever. Mr. Carl Weathers, rest in peace, champ. God bless. Cholo Trucker, M.A.S. Movies and Shows. Catch you guys on next one.